Nice.
Okay. So now that we got something new and everybody's flipped around, good. So let's talk about why we're here, and then we will spread out and just like we did at the Pinkley Mansion site. So if you're gonna hold it down like that, use the top handle because we're recording. We don't want a sideways video. So it's okay to hold it down so that we can get a view that way. Perfect. There you go. You got this. I'm telling you, the kids love this one.
Yeah.
We did something the wrong way. Can I see for just a sec? I like to keep it on a night vision.
You don't want to hold it in front of you like this?
But she will once we start walking around.
Okay.
There's a lot of gospel music coming. That's
Again,
really
you're near the
interesting.
church.
Yeah, I'm hearing like Jesus Christ, letter to John, and then it's like gospel.
I gotta write down letter to John. John is actually a name for here. I want to see if something else pops up
Okay.
to kind of verify that that's who they're speaking about.
Okay.
This says Nicole.
I don't have to write yours down, Ryan, because it's doing it for me.
Strengthening your faith.
Okay. Yeah, you're just getting a lot of religious terms. So I'm just gonna write down religious terms. You can like not have to scream them out at this point.
Okay.
That'll kind of save you some time.
That's weird that the radio is like.
Oh, it's like
Just
heavy
going to
gospel
all
right
that.
now.
Cold again.
Oh no, that's him beeping. That's not me. Or somebody else beeping.
That's actually you beeping, believe it or not. Every time it beeps, it's because it found a new stick to find. So, did you guys notice that the building has two giant crosses on it?
Yes.
Those are not crosses. Those are earthquake bolts. This building is the gunpowder magazine. It's a museum now. Earthquake bolts, if you don't know what those are, I'll make it quick and brief. They're basically turnbuckles. If we have another earthquake, like what we talked about earlier, you can tighten them, and it tightens the building so it doesn't incur any further damage. It's a great idea, it just doesn't work. So I only bring them up because it's actually part of the reason why we're here. Now, this building, this is the first set of earthquake bolts that Charleston ever put in, only because this is the oldest government building in South Carolina. So again, this building was being constructed because at the same time Anne Bonny was coming here to start a new life. This is what I call a familiar. You guys have been watching the TV shows with her. You've probably seen the Boo Buddy. You know what I'm talking about with that?
Oh yeah, like a little
The
teddy bear or something.
Right, has
yeah.
the K2 blinky
Yeah.
meter in there. They use that because they're hoping that the child would recognize the bear as a toy. Think of that concept with the building. There's not many buildings this old in this area. So this is just something Anne would recognize because it's from her era. That's why we're here. And again, this is a 50-50 shot if she'll even be here. So this is one of those weird ones. That's why I like to bleed over from the Dueler's Alley to bleed over here too. So the building took 10 years to build. Does that sound like our government, small building? 10 years?
Yeah.
No, not at all. But anyway.
Government employee right there.
Oh, really? Am I cracking jokes? I'm proud of
No, she knows
government
about the scam. She knows
I
about
know
the
about the
scam.
Okay, now,
Low.
what do you do for the government, by the way?
I work for a Texas Department of Transportation.
Okay.
And I work in the fleet division, and I manage the budget for the capital equipment and the operating. So all the trucks that we buy for
Yeah.
Texas, the message boards that go on the highways, all
Yeah.
that's what our division does.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
There you go. I'm a realtor. So scam artist. Scam artist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Low.
I actually threw my hand at real estate. I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I thought I would have the personality for it, and I
It's feast your family. I didn't say I was good.
I didn't like it at
Yeah.
all. I just
He got a
hated
call from a client when we were on the
Yeah.
tour right
That's
now.
who called me right when we started.
Yeah.
it. I hated it, like with a passion.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because my heart wasn't in it, and
Yeah.
it's
Probably.
just not my thing. But anyway, back to-
It's a grind. Japanese.
really?
Japanese grind.
Japanese.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the weird thing. He also had the name Nicole. That name doesn't mean anything to me over here, but
Okay.
I have seen where probably, we'll just say 4 to 5 times a year, I'll see predictions on who's on my next tour.
Oh,
So, for
yeah.
example, I might have somebody
Couple
who's named
Japanese
Nicole
guys.
who is Japanese descent.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. I will get things like, if you guys hear things like Detroit
Wow.
and Nicole, I'll have a Nicole from Detroit. So
wow.
if I hear weird cities that I wouldn't normally hear on a Charleston radio station,
Yeah.
I'll write it down and put it in your notes.
That's pretty cool.
It's
Okay.
more or less for my reference than anybody
Yeah.
else's. Because if I do have that, that person can go back and look. I didn't make it up. It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so our journey begins with Anne Bonny in the middle of this building's construction, 1708. I'll breeze through this one because there's a lot of info here, like I said. But there are a few twists. I will slow down on the twists so you guys grab them. Okay, I'll make sure you have them before I move on. Young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormack. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is Anne's mother. You with me so far?
Yep.
Okay, the three of them running away from her father's angry wife.
Yep.
How mad was she that she kicked them out of the damn country when there's no airplanes yet? Yeah, you get the point. They landed in Georgetown. So Georgetown is between us and Myrtle Beach, in case, again, you're not familiar with the coast. Now, Dad bought a plantation up there. Mom died pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne down here to be able to sell things from the plantation to help keep things afloat. Hence the familiar building. Now, Anne back home in Ireland, when she was probably right around Elle's age, they say 7, 8, 9 years old, they say she killed a servant with a knife to the belly. Yeah, so basically, I'm sorry I just compared your daughter's size to a murderer, but you get my point. This young lady has a weird mentality about things.
Yeah.
Moving forward, the building's done in 1713. By 1715, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne is stoked. Why? She's going to fall in love, so she can earn her freedom, just like a man. It's a man's world back then. First guy she fell in love with. I said first slowly because there's a handful. That's what makes the story. Now, a lot of people are like, oh man. But anyway, so the first guy is James Bonny. You already know where this one's going. I told you her name, her pirate name. Dad didn't approve. They ran away to Jamaica, got married. Anne Cormac is now Anne Bonny. Now, when they get down there, she realizes her new husband is not the Captain Jack Sparrow that she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer. He's a spy for the British. He's a coward. This isn't who she wants. She falls in love again. Guy number 2, John Rackham. Everybody calls this guy Calico Jack. This is the guy they based your Johnny Depp character off of, in case you're wondering.
Okay.
Now, Calico Jack has his own ship. He has his own crew. Anne wants to be part of that crew. You can't put a female on a pirate ship because it's bad luck. So he makes a deal with her. If you dress like a guy, look like my crew, you can be part of the crew. She's okay with this. Why? Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. She gets it. It's a man's world. Now, let's put 2 and 2 together. Most of us are adults here. She's a female in Jack's quarters. She's eventually going to get pregnant. You can't have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. Somebody's going to figure out she's a girl. And then they're going to get rid of Jack as captain because they have a democracy and will vote him off. He drops her off in Cuba before she starts to show her pregnancy and says, these are friends of mine, they'll help you out, have the baby, come back later. We'll figure it out. She goes and has the baby, returns without a baby. We have no idea what happened to the child. None of my research has ever disclosed it. She also comes back dressed as a female. This makes Jack pretty angry. To make him even more mad, she's going to go flirting with the pirate crew he just captured. They're down below deck. Guy number 3, in case you lost track on that one. Guy number 3 turns out to be a female, dressed like a guy to be part of the crew that Calico Jack just captured. So now we have 2 females, dressed like males on the same ship.
Okay.
Her name, Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. I'm giving you a lot of info for spirit box work, by the way. Now, her and Mary became friends, possibly lovers. We're not going to really know for sure because of the time frame. But the British found out where they are. They send a whole fleet of ships to come take down one pirate ship. The rumor is that we get some nasty stuff coming
No, I
out of
just
these.
said language.
Yeah, but we do get like
right.
sexual
really?
terms out of this. Oh yeah,
Well, this is Japanese and then language.
Japanese language. So they say that Anne and Mary were the only 2 pirates not drunk enough to come up and fight with 1-bullet flintlocks. Obviously, 2 ladies with 1-bullet guns cannot take on a whole fleet of ships with cannons. So
Right.
they get arrested. As they're being arrested, she looks at her captain in bow, Jack, and tells him, I'm sorry to see you here, but if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog. The word dog shows up a lot. Now, the judge wants to see the 2 quote-unquote men that fought back so valiantly on their own. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates that wouldn't fight. They're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front of the judge, reveal their gender, hoping to save themselves. The judge could give a damn. They're still pirates. You're still gonna hang them. We plead our bellies, was the last thing they shouted at him because you cannot hang a pregnant woman in 1720. It's illegal. He sends them both back to jail and delays the hanging. Dad is still up here in South Carolina with all of his Irish money. He bails out Anne and brings her back home. She remarries. That's husband number 2, but guy number 4. We're gonna count Mary. We don't know. She has 4 kids, dies at the age of 84.
Wow.
Very abrupt because we don't know anything that's not speculative fiction at that point. After her pirate career, Mary Reed died 5 months later in that Jamaican jail from whatever pirates die from in a Jamaican jail. Use your imagination.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth. I'm not going to control the environment like what I did at the Pinckney Mansion. I'm just going to tell you guys a few things that I left out. Those few things are very simple. The names of Anne Bonny's parents, the father and the mistress, I didn't tell you what those were yet. Get the answers from your communication device. The city where Anne grew up in Ireland, I didn't tell you what that was, even coming close to that. The name of Calico Jack's ship, the color of her hair. Anything else you want to ask, kick her in the shins. I usually tell my folks, if you have, if you're a smoker, smoke them if you got them. If you're a drinker, drink your rum if you brought it. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, let's lure her in, because this isn't always a great shot that she's going to be here. It's a 50-50. So, keep in mind, you will get things from Dr. Ladd while we're here. So kind of keep that in mind. Any other words on there that I need?
Finally. And dip.
EMF, I am not excited up in this corner. If we have, like, on this front whole half, like straight across, parking mirrors on the other side, 2 electrical poles on the corners.
Yeah.
It's normally on the back half I get excited.
Okay.
So 2.5 is an exciting number. Just
Okay.
so you know, we did get, I think it was a 3 and a 6 in here last night. Like,
Okay.
I was stoked. Like, we don't see that all the time.
Sure.
So kind of keep that in mind. She's already raring to go. So let's spread out a little bit. So Elle, you're already recording.
Okay,
So just
Prince.
nice slow
really?
movements with that, okay? So the slower you guys move, the better.
Are you
I have
recording?
a question
Yeah.
because, like I saw like, I don't know if it's because of that building, but I saw like,
Yep. It's
The-
more than anything that's in front of something else. So go ahead and stop right there for a sec. Go back and point it up. So you see anything here with leaves, it's going to pick up all the little leaves from this bush in front of us.
Right.
And then over here you had like the edge of the building and it went all the way around. So I would want somebody right here in front of the brick wall. Like if I really wanted to, like this isn't a ghost. Like this, see how it's like stopping on all the points of the building up there? I would want somebody right here, and if he's just standing there like this, and you say, hey, if you're Captain Jack, can you wave your hand? It should look like this. That's what it'll look like on your screen. So nice slow movements around here. Let's go walk towards Dad, because I want to see what else is on here. Again, I don't
Just a way.
give us something tonight. It was a weird conversation last night. It was just weird. Like it was very conversational, no fact getting, but it was
Yeah.
very
Okay.
just like you and I are talking about.
Yeah.
That's the way it was last night.
Oh, that's weird.
Out of
That's
my
wild.
group of 7.
Oh, wow.
Because they all wanted to huddle up because we were using different styles of spirit boxes.
Right.
And it was literally like one thing after another that was all conversational. It was just weird. You forget this thing shut off after 2 hours. Like I have to like
Oh, really?
reset it. Yeah.
You have to, and they're just battery powered?
Yep. I plug them in. They charge.
Oh, like USB or something?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a necessity.
My charging station at home is ridiculous.
Oh,
Everything
I
gets
bet.
recharged every
Yeah.
day, or it gets fresh
All of the
recharged.
stuff?
All of it. Even if I didn't use it the night before, it still gets a free fresh.
Sure.
Free.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer if it crapped out. in the middle
When I
of-
first started doing this, I used to do that all the time. I was
bet,
carrying
yeah.
batteries with me, like changing the
Oh,
battery,
really?
and I'm like, I gotta quit doing this. So I switched everything to rechargeables,
Yeah.
and I just swap everything out every day.
Yeah.
Keep it all rotated.
Would you hear?
Boys don't cry.
So But are you hearing the word or are you hearing the song?
The song, it says boys don't cry.
But you're hearing
I
the
don't
word.
think that's the name of the song though. Unless it's a new song that I don't
I mean,
know
it's The
about.
Cure,
like I'm
right?
thinking the old like.
Isn't it The Cure?
I was thinking like the old 50s song.
It was a lyric in a song.
It's The
but
Cure,
just
though,
like,
is what you're
boys
hearing,
don't
right?
cry.
You heard The Cure? You heard The Cure?
Yeah,
Yeah, Boys Don't Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the name of the song.
I was thinking of like the old 1950s doo-wop song.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I was thinking.
and I don't know. Prince 3 times, kiss, kiss, and I just hear kiss. I just get, but it's 3 times, 3 separate times, the same. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
wave,
Yeah. 3 times. Yeah.
wave.
If you were like, hey, have you? Oh. And then religious gospel. Yeah.
Not to mention the spiritual.
Does it count if like I see like something standing on the roof of that little thin house right
I would
there?
have to see, and you were recording it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll take a note that I have to watch to see what you captured. So there shouldn't have been anybody sitting on top. I would expect you to have somebody in front to pick up the outline of the building. But if you had somebody sitting up there, you may caught something. I don't know yet. I gotta watch it.
Okay.
But there's also a list of all of the apps that I trust and
okay.
use, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
free versions of all of them.
That's great. I was going to ask you for that.
Yep, they're all listed there.
That's cool.
That includes the
'Cause
one
she
in
would
your
love
hand.
that.
Yep. There's, I mean, I use
mean,
the
we
paid
would love
versions.
that as a family.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I think my kids go something.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they're old now, but.
Okay. That was fun. I mean,
But
you know.
when I first started doing this, my oldest was probably about her age.
Really.
Mom, can I try that on?
You wanna do the-
One of her
Yeah.
gold
Okay.
jobs in life.
So what do you have to listen for?
Just clear words.
So yeah, she would have been about her age when I first started.
Okay.
And I was taking her.
Oh, really? Sure.
State, and I had a psychic I was working with, no equipment. It was just the three of us. Let's just go check things out and see what's happening.
But what if you hear like music?
Yeah, that happens.
Really?
What if you hear like words in the music?
Then tell me what the words are.
She comes out on the tour.
Oh, really?
She knows all the people.
Family business. That's
And then
awesome.
My father-in-law is my biggest fan.
Okay.
Like every time he's down, he goes on every single tour.
Is that right?
That's
Oh.
Yeah.
Gospel,
Yeah.
my biggest fan on TikTok.
like church music.
Okay.
Like he'll call me up on hey, can I get that EVP this
I'm just.
Can you send me that file? I'm like, yeah, I'll send it.
That's cool. That is cool.
He's my biggest fan.
Yeah, hold on.
Note.
Oh.
You want me to do this
Yeah,
one?
right.
Yeah.
Anything.
What am I supposed to do?
Just if you see any leaves, that doesn't count.
Okay.
If an anomaly.
Is a no-go. Like the wall of ivory leaves over there, forget it.
Is this supposed to be sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll
if you
look
see
just
something,
like I
point it
did.
at L.
Yeah, point it at L.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
look just like that, but
Okay.
there won't be a person there.
Ooh.
Do you hear anything?
I hear like people singing.
But say what they say. If they say words, say it. Yeah.
It was a lot of love songs and gospel.
Not easy at all.
It said the SH word.
Okay.
He's looking for that now.
Oh,
Because we brought it up.
I had one.
You are picking up the outline
Oh
of the building.
man.
That building over there
Okay.
has a million contours.
Okay.
Depth perception.
Okay.
It says I will rock you.
You getting it?
Powerproof.
Yeah, all leaves are in front of another leaf. So if you point it up at that ivory wall, it should make up like a bunch of stick men. Like get closer up here. You can start to see all the leaves start to give little points. Maybe it's too dark. But normally you would get, it would try to pick up all the different leaves and just make
Oh.
a jumble out of them.
Oh yeah, like
There
that.
you go. Yeah, that's why I tell people don't even bother
Oh,
with
okay.
the wall. It's gonna give you false positives all the time. Any other words that you got going on?
Just note was still the last one. And then
We will rock you, right?
we will rock you. Yeah. And powerproof.
Powerproof.
Right?
I was alone with you.
Okay.
Does it pick up your own shadow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you guess why? It is a depth perception camera.
Oh.
Why would it do that? Sorry, I'm testing you now. Government lady. Think of science.
Depth perception.
Your shadow is an absence of light.
Mm.
So it's not a ghost on the ground. It's you.
Yeah.
That's why it picks up your shadow, because it looks like something is in front of something else.
Interesting.
I actually called the developers of that app. I wanted to make sure like what I had was legit.
Yeah.
Because of course we all know the Xbox 360 camera and the tablet and the whole 9 yards that we see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to learn more about how they developed it. Can you put that back on Ryan for a second?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
He actually had.
Yeah, he
something
did.
going next to him.
He does. He does.
He does.
What?
Don't
Just
move.
don't move.
No, go look.
Yeah.
Look. Watch that. It'll show up here in a second.
I got the word
There it is.
cup.
What was it?
Cup.
Wait, what happened?
There's something in
There's
front of
something
him.
right in front of him.
Dad, there's something in front.
Don't
There's
move.
a kid. Dad, there's a kid in
There's
front
a
of
child in front of you.
It's literally like a child. The child comes
Yeah.
same height, dude. Yeah. Different stance.
Yeah. Don't move.
him. There's a
Oh
kid in
my
front of you
God.
right now.
Really?
Yes.
Do you feel like a cold
I do
presence?
feel cold.
What's your thermometer say? Bottom number on your
55.
So keep an eye on it. Like that's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So whoever's standing in front of Ryan, can you put your arm straight out like this? Put your arm straight out like this, so that way we could see that it's you. We can only see you through this box, so if you can do what we ask, we'll be able to see you.
Oh,
Can you put your arms out like I'm doing right now?
Real.
can you wave?
If we wave, we won't be able to see it because it'll be in front of Dad. That's why I wanted her to go straight out. Or him. Did you see it?
Yeah. I did.
Thank you. Now, can you move away from Ryan?
Can you move to the right?
I'm telling you, it is like perfect height from like the way me
It's
and
a
Elle-
child.
It's a kid.
Crazy.
Dad, it's like right
Have
here.
you
to
had children out here? Have you seen children? out-
Not here.
Dad, there's literally a kid in front of you.
Maybe it's because you're a kid too. Maybe you
Maybe.
can say hi.
Maybe it knows you're here.
So
That's at 9 years.
let's try an experiment. You want to try something with me?
Yeah.
All right, come with me. Ryan, stay right where you're at.
Willow?
Willow.
So that is Elle next to you.
Feel something hot.
Can you touch her hand?
He said Willow came up.
Something's touching my hand.
Not yet. Can you touch her hand? They're gone. Okay.
Well, is that?
Got a little bit coming back. That's weird. It's going in sync with him though.
Yeah.
Like I was watching the knees earlier. Like the knees weren't in the same position as he was.
Willow, can you put your hands out?
Can you come stand next to me? Is she holding my hand?
Nope.
No.
Is it near Dad?
It's kind of in and out. I was kind of hoping to get a more solid piece. It's kind of like it was before, just kind of showing up from time to time. Just super weird.
What's it say on your thing?
Oh yeah, you should.
Square.
Willow Square. That was definitely an interesting occurrence for sure. So it's definitely where I'll give you a lot of screenshots to show you
Okay.
like the different stances.
Yeah,
going on
there's.
Artifact.
there. And that willow, I don't know what that is.
No.
I thought that was somebody's name, but
So
Or what'd you say, Nicole? That was when we got her right here.
Nicole.
which is weird because
Willow.
we will get my name here all the time.
Oh, really?
It's 3 different Nicks that will show up.
The judge's name was Laws.
Yeah.
Did you
I know,
see?
right? Yeah. There's LAW.
That looks like a.
No, there's something in front. That's so crazy.
What? There's something on me right
It's
now.
still there?
Yeah.
And it actually has me wondering if it's because there's a big giant eye on his shirt. I want to look at the other formations,
Okay.
the limb formations,
Okay.
when I do this, like the screenshots to kind of see where we're at.
Should I cover up the eye? Does that do anything?
Still there.
It's like a rifle.
And the knees are different.
And then these different. So it was, some of those were like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So I'll be very,
That's interesting.
very eager to see
Yeah.
those screenshots. All right, let's wrap this one up so I can actually show you what happens next.
Dad, there was a kid in front of you.
That's crazy.
She was like right here to you. That's a.
I can't wait to see it on the video.
There was an actual kid standing in front of you.
That was a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it last that long? I mean, it doesn't last that long.
We were like,
Here, put that on there so you can hear.
we were like, don't move, because it was like halfway
Height.
height wise.
I have to question, obviously, the eye.
The
on
eye.
shirt, because again, that eye is pretty bright in the darkness compared to his darkened shirt. So I have to question.
Okay.
Oh,
So
maybe
I'll
it
definitely
thought
take
it
a
was
look
out
at it.
front.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's total.
Total. So, remember I gave you guys a heated warning at the top of our night, headache, nausea, dizziness. This is the reason why this location. A couple years ago, month of September, probably a few degrees warmer than this. I took my group to the back like I always do, and the kid next to me, he's like 21, 22 years old. He's fainting. Like I got to pick him up by his
Oh.
Yeah, his boyfriend picked him up from the other side of him. We brought him over here. I got him some water. He's feeling better. This used to be the last stop. So I told my story to Van Bonnie and spread him out. And these two guys on the bench over here pull me aside and say, Nick, we have to tell you, we are 2 transgender males and 2 females dressed as males.
wow.
Just like Anne and Mary in the
Oh.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
the weird shit that I see.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
Yeah.
It wasn't a scare tactic. It's a real thing. for
Right.
me. Psychics and mediums, by the way, I make sure that they do not get a headphone spirit box. I'm not about to interfere with what they're already getting. That's why I have you guys show up early. We do a little chit chat. I know who I'm working with, then I know how to proceed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to think very quickly based on who I have. In the group, of course, especially when I have multiple parties.
Right.
But you
But
guys
how
get
would
the
you
point.
know that? In fact.
Exactly.
So there's malign.
That's interesting. Very interesting. It's not spelled like.
Yeah,
malignant.
like I was looking at that a couple times and making me second guess myself. How do you spell it?
Malign as in as in cancer would be MALIGN. Malign.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
that
that's
would
just
be
nothing.
almost like a name, like would be
Yeah, like
one of
Melanie.
almost like Amelie. It would be
Okay.
a very southern name.
Okay.
Like it would just have an A or an E in front of it.
Okay.
That would be. We get that all the time. So you're listening to Charleston radio stations. I throw those ones out. So here's what's going to happen on the next 2 stops. So the next 2 stops, I am actually going to bring out another voice recorder that Elle is going to be listening to. So hopefully she's going to hear the ghost voice for themselves other than just radio chatter. So it's a murder mystery. So I'll tell you guys the story of the murder mystery, and it's a mystery, which means I don't have all the answers. So we'll only be there for probably about 7 to 8 minutes. But that voice recorder is crazy. Like, you can hear a frog fart from 3 miles away. Like, it's crazy loud. I only do it like Sunday through Thursday because it is obviously way quieter. And I was almost hesitant to do it last night because it pretty much ruined the recording. I wasn't able to capture anything of it. I like it when it's nice and peaceful like this. It's the only time I actually want to do it. And then the last location, we're going to be doing the Estes method. You guys know what that is?
Oh, really? That's the one where they blindfold you.
Here's how this is going to go. Because there's 2 parts. So I am going to take Dad and blindfold him. So he did the best with the spirit box. So that's kind of how I like to do this. So
Can
I'm
I
gonna-
ask the question from you?
No, because you have a different part. And you're also not going to know the history. So here's the other piece. You're going to be wearing a virtual reality headset. And it's going to give you images. And hopefully, because what it's going to look like for me and Dad is it's going to look like a conversation. You should know that, right? When they blindfold them on TV. But the pictures are going to hopefully go with whatever me and Dad are talking about. You see how this is going to work? So you're going to tell me what you see in the virtual reality cam, and and me and Dad are going to have a conversation. You'll be able to hear us, and then I will give you guys the history of that after the experiment is over.
Can my dad like hold my hand because I get
Yeah.
scared and
That's okay.
I'm scared if somebody like leaves me and I'm alone somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be able to hear us. We'll be right, and you can. I don't care if you guys. Okay. But yeah, he can hold your hand for sure.
So it had conclude and cows.
How?
What? You forgot already. Philadelphia Alley used to be called Cow Alley.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We get it all the time, and it doesn't just show up there. It can come up there.
Okay.
So
Maybe somebody from Cow Alley maybe like followed us here.
Yeah.
I'm
And
thinking
it was maybe the little girl that was like
Maybe.
standing.
whoever that was. So hopefully we get some voices that you just
Yeah.
missed that I'll be able to tell what was going on here with that kid standing in front of me.
Nice.
As I'm telling you, it was perfect height there. Let's talk about Anne, and then we'll move on to go play with some more gear. Let's see. By the way, this is one of the few pictures of Anne Bonny where you can find her with a shirt on. The reason why is because she used to flash that you can actually hit stop on your
Okay.
give your hands a break.